Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Carol Marcotte, and I'm your instructor for EDU 791. I look forward to working with all of you, and I will say that you are going to have a wonderful experience. And I know firsthand you'll probably say, oh my COVID, but we just got through 2 different semesters with principal and superintendent interns actually, and everybody succeeded. So I know that even thinking about a leadership role right now might see a little bit on the enormous side, but we'll get through this together. And I can't wait to see and hear a little bit more about your projects. So the purpose of me doing this video, and I'll probably put it on YouTube as well, is I want to share with you a little bit about the course, because it is twice as long as any other course that you've had, and the setup is a little different too. So this is part of why I did the video, and another part of why I did the video was to let you know that in my course and all courses, I actually do a video every week, and I do see that there's 3 students in this course that I've had before. So welcome back, and great to see everyone. And again, you are in an internship, an administrative internship. So I know that you're the top of the top. I'm so glad to have the group of you. I've done a little bit of research and, saw what your classes have been, and know that you're going to be a grand group of administrators when you get out there. So to know what do. I'll try to make this brief, but it is a long course, so it'll be a little lengthy, and hopefully you'll have a better understanding of the course though before you get into it. View this in bits, view it, all of it, go back to it, whatever you need to do. I will post it in week 1 as well. So I'm going to obviously share my screen. And okay, EDU 791 internship. Here we go. And here you are, and we're off. So what happens? Welcome, and what happens in the course? I did set this up so you could see different things that you'll be learning in the internship. Obviously, you've had a mentor that you've already selected and you've talked to and you've done your proposal, but we will be talking about English language learners, all those things in the PSAL, capacity of school personnel, the influence on educational leadership. You can see here all these subjects that we will touch upon. And just to let you know, as I'm sharing this a little bit about myself, that I was a classroom teacher, and I was also adjunct at UNE. I was adjunct at 2004, yeah. And then I became a full-time professor later on, about 7 years ago. In between that time frame, classroom teachers, special ed teacher, administrator in schools, curriculum director, yeah, assistant superintendent. And then finally, when I went to UNE full time, I became a school board member and school board chair. So I've got a little bit of coverage there that when you talk about something, I can pull up some of my experiences and we can have some great discussions on the discussion board, okay? You will also have a journal and a log that you need to submit. We'll go through that as we go through the PowerPoint here, and you'll have a progress report at the end, and also cover letter and e-portfolio. Okay. So the structure of the course, again, it's a 15-week course. Some people say it's 16, but actually you get it done in 15. And there's 8 modules compared to an 8-week course, and you have 8 modules. This is a 15-week course, 8 modules, broken up into 2 weeks in each module. So let's start off with module 1 is based on a 2-week span, but as you know, usually the first week in any UNE courses, it's a brief first week. So the course starts on Wednesday and ends on Sunday. And then the second week is a Sunday to Sunday. And then once we get into module 2, it's 2 full weeks. Module 2 has 1 week, and then week 2, all right? So the schedule, it took a little bit out of the syllabus so you could see what's happening in the first part. You have a learning module, module 1, the topic, the readings, the assignments, and the due dates. And again, this doesn't change as it does in any other syllabus, but your setup here is a little different. Weeks 1 and 2. So you have introductions in educational leadership. You're going to be talking about that in the discussion board. Review your syllabus. You have an article to read. And then you have a philosophy, administration, and leadership statement sample and writing tips, because you are going to have to submit one of those, a philosophy. And then the e-portfolio assignment description and requirements. So you know what will happen at the end of the e-portfolio. We'll talk about this almost every single video that I do, so you'll understand it fluently, all right? Discussion board, so again, discussion board initial post, August 30th. So that first Sunday. And then, sorry, I actually did take this out of one of the last syllabi that I had. So ignore the dates there, but this is an idea of what you're going to do because you're in spring 2021, yay. And then by that second week, so again, ignore that date, please. But by the end of the second week, you'll have your discussion board response post to your peers. Journal submission, you'll write in your journal/log about weeks 1 and week 2, and then you submit that on that Sunday. And then you have a draft of a statement of leadership philosophy, okay? And that's the end of week 2. Yeah. Oh, there, I was going to say it doesn't want to move for me. Learning modules in 2-week span. So once you get into your modules, take a peek and you'll see module 1, weeks 1 and 2 is introductions of educational leadership. We just went over that part. Then go to module 2 and week 3 and 4. You see how they're together? And so it's P-cell cluster 1. That's what we're going to be focusing on in module 2. So these 2 weeks focus on community of care and support for students. 5, a key component of P-cell cluster 1. So we're clustering those modules in the P-cell. And then module 3, weeks 5 and 6, again, 2 weeks in one module. The P-cell cluster 1 is continued, and that's when the module digs deeper into P-cell cluster 1. In the last module, we focused on community of care and support. And in module 3, we're going to focus on curriculum, instruction, and assessment. I won't read module 4 for you. I think you got the hang of it. And if you want to go back and look at this again, you know, you can focus a little bit more on what does it really mean. So a different setup. So when we go to module 4, I dug deeper for you. So you'll see what that looks like when you click on module 4. So within module 4, weeks 7 and 8, midway through the course, you're talking about P-cell cluster 2. I actually don't remember if I put in here about the mid-assessment survey that I do with everyone, but for those of you who have been in my courses before, you know midway through the course, I send out a mid-semester survey to you. 4 questions, it's on Google, it's real quick, but it's a formative assessment for me. I want to know how I'm doing for you. I want to make sure that your concerns are met, your skills are met, and that you are, and your affective components are met, because I am a very caring professor. I care about my students and I want you all to succeed. So with that said, academically, am I, supporting you, et cetera? There's a 4 focus questions. So you also have that in mid semester. So the overview and outcome, same setup as all courses you've ever taken. You have your learning outcomes, and it shares the readings that you have to do. And then down here, the discussion board. Consider standard 7. Okay, the article, discuss how you will build leadership capacity in your workplace. Post your initial response to the prompt by Sunday, and then post 2 others by the end of week 8. Let me just make a note on here. sometimes when people post initial discussion points, they forget to add APA. And I will email you if you did forget. I will email you. I want you to get those full points. I'll say, hey, would you like to go back and add APA to your initial discussion? And what is that? I think you all know what it is, but just a quick review is that you, when you write your response, within your response, you have to write an in response citation. So for example, you read the article about the many faces of leadership. So you will refer to that. Danielson stated that, and then you write in parentheses the citation. So it would be the article and then the year. So it'd be Danielson 2007. All right. So we'll go back. I'll go back to that, but that's one important thing. Oh, and then down the bottom, you want to reference it, of course. So that's what's called a substantive response, and that is what your initial response is. Learning module 4, you'll have week 7 and 8 again, but within that, this is the second part of your module. When you go in to click in the module, you'll see journal discussion 2. Just spoke about that a few moments ago. Weeks 1 through 8. So you've already submitted one journal, weeks 1 and 2. This one will be the second submission will be 1 and 8. So it's cumulative. In your journal, you'll also log the amount of hours. It's continuous. Okay, from week 1, how many hours did you log? It'll relate to the P-cell standards. And again, I'm doing this for you. I'm not, going through every single detail, just to give you a snapshot of what is in the course, because it's quite different. And then you're doing your internship. And believe me, I am there for you. I'm your cheerleader for your internship. And again, I will repeat and repeat, we will get this done. You will pass this course and you will have a wonderful internship. Yeah. So your journal entry, again, your journal entry requirement includes, and there is a template for you to use, but it includes the dates and hours spent on each week, a summary of each week's activities, reflection for each week, and then identify which P-cell it's tagged to, and no more than 2 pages. My theory is, if you want to write 2 pages for your journal entry, fine. If that's what you feel that you have to do, to process it. You do not have to. You can write as much as you need to, but you can be brief. If you say a particular thing and you're saying like, oh, I'm done, then you're done. You do not have to write 2 pages, okay? And because you do that every single week, but you submit it only during certain weeks. In this one here, weeks 1 through 8, you submit it weeks 7 and 8. And this again, mentioned before, but statement of leadership philosophy. You submitted a draft in week 2. This is the final submission for this assignment. This assignment is grounded in P-cell 1, which places an emphasis in mission, vision, and core values. This identifies again what you should have in that leadership philosophy. I have had many people submit a leadership philosophy as a draft, but it is a final because it was so well written. You're at the end of your educational leadership courses probably. So you pretty much know how to write. So I might just say, make comments. Oh, and I use the rubric when I grade papers. So again, that it states here when it is submitted. At a glance. Okay, assignments at a glance. I know this is a lot to look at, but I'm going to hone it down. Readings and discussion boards. You have one in each module, and your discussion board is 2 points each. Okay, there's a rubric for that. Your journal log submissions. The submission is week 2. There's another one in week 8, and there will be a final one in week 15. They're all cumulative. So week 15, you'll have the whole log that you're submitting to me. Each one is 10 points. Your philosophy statement, you have the draft in week 1, week 2, a final, 15 points when it's final. Okay. Cover letter, week 3, a draft, and week 9, a final. So that's 10 points when you pass your final in. Again, your cover letter might be fine when you first submit it. So you're done on that. If not, we'll work on it and get it revised. Get it perfect. You'll get a job. Resume, week 5, a draft, week 11, final, 10 points. So you see what your points are looking at here. Leadership project progress report. Okay, that's week 9 and 4 points. It's only a progress report, and it's identified what you need to write in there. Leadership project summary, and that's at the end as well. You have quite a bit at the end, actually. And the summary project is week 14, 20 points. So that's giving a summary of your whole internship. And again, you have criteria that you write about, so you don't have to come from nowhere. And then finally, your e-portfolio, which is actually, you have built your e-portfolio as you've gone through the course. So your cover letter is in there, your resume is in there. The things that you've done in the course are actually in your e-portfolio, okay? 15 points. And where do I get the documents? These documents here, okay, can be found here. So if you look at your menu, PSEL standards, and under that, you click on internship documents, and then documents utilized during the course. And here they are. Post-professional standards. You've done a pre-assessment on the standards. You will do a post-assessment as well. You will have, your supervisor will need to complete an assessment on you at the end. You will have an internship log. We've already talked about that. And I will say you have log, you have journal, they are one in the same. This course is being recreated as we speak. So some of this terminology is more fluent and more collaborative, connected, let's say. Leadership progress status report, I talked about that. And that's that summary, not the end summary, but that in-between summary. And then leadership project summary is there. Those are 2 different ones, okay? And you can see what the site is right here. My virtual hours, just to let you know, I'm available anytime you need me, pretty much. I can do Zoom hours. Just to let you know, I try to be a solid communicator. People who are in the course with me now that have been with me before, please couple that for me, because text me anytime, call me anytime. You're going to hear that on my videos every week. And I'll tell you right now, my text, and you read this, you want to contact me, my cell is 207-284-3680, and text me or call me anytime. Because again, it's part of making sure that your needs are met as a student, as a parent, as a teacher, as the multiple roles that you have, okay? Internship log, this is what it looks like. Found in internship documents submitted in week 2, week 8, and week 15, cumulatively reported. So again, this is your journal and log. You only have to write this basically: internship name, site name, description, location, your mentor's name, and summary of responsibilities. So week 1, the date, how many hours in this particular activity. Okay, so then you connect it with a PSEL standard, and then you write a reflection on that activity. The leadership project status report, I just went in those documents during the course. This is in here. The project summary, write a condensed summary of your proposal. You may use information previously provided. What goals did you set? What data? And then project requirement status. What have you accomplished? What's in progress? This is like midway through the course. just so you can check in, I can check in. And what are your top risks, or what are your barriers that you're facing at this point? Right. Leadership project summary. This is at the end, week 14. So what you just did, the one I just showed you, that's kind of prepping and checking yourself during the course, during the internship. And this is a summarization of what you've done. This is the final. And again, no more than 3 pages. If you can do it in less, fine. If you can do it in less and meet the criteria in the rubrics, you'll get all the points. I had to follow up on that one. E-portfolio components. I mentioned this before, but you do an introduction, your philosophies in here. You've already done that in the course. Cover letter, resume, APA formatted, annotated bibliography. This kind of pops up. And again, I talked with the IDS about this, about informing you before it actually comes at the end. And hopefully in this course, it is fixed. I guess I'll use that word. I don't like to use that word, but we've had communication about that. So APA formatted annotated bibliography. Basically, you'll take 3 articles. It's some of those that could be in the course. It's some of them that you found phenomenal. Write a summary about it. There is an example, and I will post an example as well. Okay. And then submit your portfolio by the end of week 15. I have found a lot of people get this done week 14, and week 15, they're done. So, but you have week 15, of course. I'm not, you've got a lot on your plate, and in a pandemic. Amazing. You're amazing to be doing this. This is the final assessment that you have to submit. This might be changed. It was in week 15, but this will give you an idea. And this is what your supervisor needs to complete, checklist. And down the bottom, there's some written information that he or she can use. And then you're done. Yes, week 15, celebrate. I tried to make this brief. I might have talked a little fast. I apologize for that. But I am truly dedicated to supporting you. I know you're dedicated for the roles that you're in. I know you're passionate. You have to be in a program like this. But yes, when we get done, we are going to celebrate, and you are going to succeed. So thank you for listening to me. I appreciate who you are. Most importantly, take care of yourselves, be healthy, and know that you can touch base with me anytime you want. Okay. All right. Thank you. And Happy New Year, because I'm doing this before the new year and before the course starts. Okay. Thank you so much. CMARCOTTE@une.edu 207-284-3680. Be well. Look forward to meeting you all. Happy New Year. Be well.